Hi everyone, my name's Angie at Sober Glow Getter. Thank you so much for tuning in and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be running through my top 5 sober tips for a sober holiday. If you like me, you will love your holidays, and I used to love my drinking holidays. It was a time that there was no rules. I could drink as early as I wanted, I could get as drunk as I wanted. It was all about party. It didn't matter, what I was doing, what a fool I was making of myself. I was on holiday, so it didn't count. So really for me, sober holidays were a big change. And my first sober holiday did give me quite a lot of anxiety. I didn't know how it was going to be. Was I going to be bored? What was I going to do? What was I going to drink? What was I going to do when I was normally drinking away? So I'm going to give you 5 top sober tips that have really helped me, and honestly all I can say is that sober holidays are the best holiday. You have amazing time with your family, with your friends, whoever you've gone with, but you also come back feeling refreshed, which is such a novelty. I used to come back feeling like death. So it's just a way of, if it is your first sober holiday, if you haven't been on holiday before and you haven't been drinking, then maybe there's just a few tools that you can use that will help you and feel more confident and still be really excited about going. So I will run through my top 5 sober tips. So tip number 1, remember your why. So my why has always been my 2 girls. I've always wanted to be the best mum that I can be for them, and I knew that I wasn't giving them that when I was drinking. So I've always been there for them. I've always been a good mum to them, but my drinking, I just wasn't present when I was drinking, and I sort of went out of mum mode and into drinking mode, which I'm sure a lot of people can relate to. So for me, a big part of the holidays and all the time really was my girls. They were my reason why. So at times you might be there and it might, you might really feel triggered, you might really feel the pressure. Just go back, remember your why. Why did you stop drinking? What and who are you doing this for? And then when you do have those tricky times, you can just take yourself out of the situation, just have a minute with yourself and remember your actual why. And for me, it was just being more present with the girls, not getting to that point where I either couldn't get up or I didn't want to get up. I just wanted another glass of wine or another cocktail, another beer. And it's just a way of really getting yourself back on track if you feel yourself wavering a little bit. So that would be my top number 1 tip. Tip 2 would be to just do things differently. Try different things. You've probably spent a lot of your drinking holidays on the sun lounger, at the kiddies disco, at the entertainment in the night, or wandering around the local area, or just sat in a restaurant just drinking. Because for me, I could sit somewhere for hours if I had a constant supply of alcohol. Didn't matter if I was bored, I was just quite happy to be in my own little world. Bottle of wine, bottle of wine, bottle of wine. But when you're sober and you're not drinking, you sort of have a lust for life, like a thirst for new things, not just for alcohol. And I found when I went on my first sober holiday, you probably won't believe this now because I'm literally in the gym every day now. We went to Mallorca, so that was back in 2017. So the kids were still quite young. And I took a pair of trainers. I'd never taken a pair of trainers on holiday. How crazy is that? And I went to the gym and it was literally like a whole new world. And I thought, wow, this is amazing. Is this what people do on holiday? And I literally went to the gym every day, loved it, because I didn't have a to-do list. I wasn't worrying about getting back to do jobs. I could have like an hour and a half. The kids were with my husband. We take tries and turns. Obviously, he's always done exercise, so he would be in the gym or out running. And it was just doing all these new things, and it's like hiring bikes or taking a day trip out. It doesn't matter if you're not at the all-inclusive bar, you can just go and explore. So try different things. It can be yoga, Pilates, a different class. They might have things on that you can book in the local area, but just not feeling tied to where your safety zone is with your alcohol on constant flow. It just means that you just open yourself up to a world of opportunities. And that can be something as simple as going to the gym, I honestly couldn't believe it when I went. It was literally like a whole new world, which if you know me now, I'm in there every day. It seems crazy that I'd never been and exercised whilst I was on holiday. And I can remember when I was drinking and I'd be sat there watching people exercise by the pool thinking, who are these people? Whereas now that's me and I absolutely love it. So try different things. That can be everything. Just see what's on in the local area, what's on at the hotel, you know, and just make it a conscious effort that you're going to do something really different and try something new that holiday. Tip 3 is stay connected to the new you. Remember what you're doing it for. So that links into tip 1, remember your why. But remember, who do you want to be on this holiday? You know, what person do you want to be? Do you want to be the old you that was waking up feeling rubbish, hungover? I mean, when you are on holiday, you will see a lot of people hungover or obviously excessively drinking, you know, and that was me. So I'm not criticising that because that's who I was. But when I went on my first sober holiday, I sort of created this new person that I wanted to be. I wanted to be someone who looked after myself, who was drinking the water, who was going to the gym, who was, you know, full of energy for the kids. So stay connected to that person that you do want to be and remember who that is. And also, if you are on social media, if you're in any sober groups, if you've made any sober contacts, if you're struggling, just check in with them or keep your Instagram updated or your Facebook updated, you know, with your mocktails, what you're doing differently. You might be up really early for an aqua aerobics at the pool, or you might be off for a walk, a big trek somewhere in the area. So keep reminding yourself why you're doing it and keep proving to yourself that this is me and this is what I'm doing now, because it can be very, very easy to fall back into the old habits, especially when you're surrounded by it. And a lot of the times on holiday you could be surrounded by it, and you don't want that old you and those old habits creeping in. So just stay connected, take literature, so take books, podcasts, all about your sober journey. Keep yourself connected with those sober people and those contacts that you've made, and my Instagram is there for that, and my blog, there's loads of reading on my blog as well. All of the links are in my bio on YouTube, so check that out. But yeah, remember the new you and don't fall back into being the old you. Tip 4, still go and have the most amazing time. Treat yourself, drink alcohol-free drinks that you wouldn't normally drink at home, have the puddings, have the desserts, have the endless iced coffees, which is my absolute favourite part of a holiday. Sat in a little cafe, having my iced coffee, watching the world go by. I just love that. That is my happy place. When I was early in sobriety, the girls were still young, so we were still doing like the quite kid-friendly all-inclusive holidays. And a couple of times I did hear the comment of, well, why do you go all-inclusive if you don't drink? Well, I went all-inclusive because I wanted to have my endless iced coffees and my endless afternoon snacks and all the desserts that I wanted and all the treats. It was still a luxury to have those things, and I felt like I was treating myself without having the alcohol. So don't feel like you have to restrict yourself in any way. You're on holiday, go all out, enjoy yourself. You can still have all of those lovely treats without the alcohol, so you don't want to feel like you're depriving yourself in any way. So go for it. Enjoy the alcohol-free options. There's so many more options now, even compared to 8 years ago, 8.5 years ago when I first got sober. There's so many more options now. I think on one of our first holidays, we were all inclusive, and then I had to pay for an alcohol-free beer, which was just crazy. So I stayed on all the kids' mocktails. So just go and enjoy yourself. Go all out, exactly like you would when you was drinking. You still want to feel like you're in holiday mode and you're doing things that you wouldn't do at home, but obviously just minus the alcohol and minus the hangovers, which is a bonus. And my fifth and final tip, and it's probably one of the most enjoyable ones, is playing it forward. How do you want to feel when you are sat on that flight coming home and you're getting off at your local airport? You want to get off that plane feeling amazing. You want to have all the memories, you want to feel refreshed, you've got a healthy glow, you've been looking after yourself, yeah, you've had lots of lovely food, but you've been drinking your water as well, you're super hydrated, and you've made so many memories. You and your family have actually got memories. Drinking holidays for me, well, the memories just were all a blur. There wasn't really many memories apart from probably embarrassing ones. But yeah, just play it forward. So whenever you feel like you're struggling, just think, how do I want to feel? And honestly, that feeling when you get back and you've got all that washing to do and life's back to normal a couple of days later, coming back feeling refreshed and not feeling like you need another holiday, because that's exactly how I used to feel. And I would be on the flight, I'd be making sure my husband was driving us back from the airport so I could have some last minute wines. I'd be using all my leftover holiday money to get as many wines as I could on the flight back. Feel super hungover, super dehydrated, so tired and like exhausted. Exactly how you don't want to feel. It seems insane now that that's how I actually felt when I got back from a holiday. So play it forward. Think exactly how you want to feel, and honestly, it is a game changer. So that's my 5 top sober holiday tips. I hope it's helped anyone who is going away. For the first time, you might feel a little anxious. You might have already done a sober holiday, and I've told you something today that's going to be another tool for your toolbox, because that's what you need. You need little things in there that when you are struggling, and honestly, these triggers can pop up at any time, not necessarily just at the beginning of your journey. But you've got a little toolbox with things that you can be like, right, I know how to deal with this. I'm going to take myself out of the situation. I'm going to get back on track. What do I need to do? And you've got that little sober toolbox there. Thank you so much for listening and tuning in. I am going to share straight after this as well, and it will be on my Instagram, a little Sober Glow travel bundle with 2 free products for me. And if you do order through me direct, I will send out a little sober self-care pack for your holiday as well. So please let me know if you are interested in purchasing that, and I can sort that out for you. But thank you so much for listening today. Please subscribe to my channel. I'm going to be doing lots more top tips, including sobriety, self-care, skincare, all about being a Tropic ambassador, how I run my business, and just all different things that I can share about my life and how it's changed so much in 8.5 years of sobriety. And I look forward to sharing it all with you. So please subscribe, and I will see you on my next video. Thank you. Here's the Sober Glow Summer Bundle just for you with 2 free products included. First step is to choose your discovery kit. Choose from Nourish, Hydrate or Balanced, all detailed in comments. Next, choose your lip fudge. Choose from Clear, Pink Guava or Rosewood. Next in the bundle are our gorgeous naturally fragrant shower gels and a mini Sunday with the SPF 50, perfect for your handbag. A little free thank you from me is the Hydrate mask and a lip love. Just comment below or message me to order, and I'll also pop a little sober self-care pack in there for you too. Thank you.